Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kosmowski and I'm a first-year student of International Relations at Petrozavodsk State University. Today I would like to introduce you my presentation on the following topic: Iran-United States relations, past and future. Speaking about the importance of this topic, I cannot help but mention some of the notorious events that took place during the course of modern history and have already successfully made it into the textbooks. Among those, the hostage crisis, Iran-Iraq war, uprising of Hezbollah, United States attacks on Iran, the launch of Iranian nuclear program, and the military crisis of 2020. However, without denying the undoubtedly great importance of these events, my speech today will go not directly about them, but rather about their context and relations between Iran and United States within this context, as well as about some of the forecasts dedicated to their future development. Iran-United States relations and the Iranian Revolution. Actual background of the Iranian Revolution is a matter of the ongoing discussion. Before the revolution, Iran was a subject of competition for domination between three major superpowers: Britain, United States, and Soviet Union. And though both United States and Britain feared the potential Soviet aggression towards Iran, the Shah Reza Pahlavi regime stability didn't instill a lot of confidence in them. Nevertheless, they were practically forced to support him out of fear of losing the important industrial objects in Iran, along with the only force inside the country that was capable of carrying out the important westernization reforms. Shah regime, however, was overthrown, and the United States was not very happy about that, since they've invested too many resources in Iran under his control. That's why United States did not recognize the revolution and right away called it a shady anti-constitutional affair. Iranian nuclear program. Nowadays people often make a mistake by thinking that the Iranian nuclear program began with direct Soviet or later Russian participation. In reality, it was the United States who supported Iran on its way to become the regional nuclear power. The United States had seen Iran as their hand puppet Middle East power that could potentially compete with Soviet Union for domination in Central Asia and in the Caucasus region. The nuclear assistance, however, initially began as a strictly civil business, and Iran agreed that under no circumstances he would be turning their experience in this field into creating the weapons of mass destruction. However, after the revolution, the assistance from the United States was cut off immediately, and later was continued with the help from Russia. The aftermath of September 11. Events of September 11 caught the United States off guard and most heavily influenced further American foreign policies. The United States invasion into the Middle East and its campaign against Iraq was perceived by Iran as a direct threat to the overall regional stability, as well as its own authority within the Muslim world, resulting in a diplomatic clash between Iran and the United States that hasn't ended since. During the United States-Iraq war, Iran was supporting the Saddam Hussein regime, though the support was quite limited due to the memory about recent Iran-Iraq war and its negative aftermath still dominating in Iranian society. Present-day relations. Modern American-Iranian relations continue to develop in two different ways. First of all, the United States never abandoned Iranian people, and since the revolution have been publicly showing their concern over human rights situation in Iran and supporting the Iranian opposition. Throughout the years after the revolution, a lot of Iranians successfully received so-called green cards from the United States Embassy and parted their ways with current Shah regime, finding their new home in the United States. On the other hand, the United States see Iran as their number one contender in the Middle East. The tension between two mentioned powers has been escalating for decades now, from time to time resulting in crises, every single one of which could potentially destabilize the whole region. One of them has recently occurred in Iraq, when the United States Air Force killed one of the Iran's top functionaries, General Qasim Soleimani, who was eliminated with the help of missile attack. Iran's reaction didn't hesitate to follow. Few days later, Iran successfully carried out few missile attacks on one of the United States military bases in Iraq. Forecasts. Judging by the current state of American-Iranian relations, positive forecasts, unfortunately, are highly unlikely. International relations experts estimate that further downfall of Iran's economy into deep recession due to the effect of the sanctions imposed by the international community over its country's nuclear program will be accompanied by the increase in tensions between two powers. As long as the Shah regime remains in control of Iran, it will be almost completely impossible to stabilize the relations, and there are many reasons for that. First of all, over the course of many years, Iran still hasn't paid the contribution for the nationalization of industrial objects to their previous owners. And second, Iran poses a direct threat to the United States' main ally in the Middle East, Israel. Current state of American-Iranian relations has a big background deeply rooted in history. The revolution in Iran that put an end to Shah regime for the most part was an inside job, but its aftermath directly affected many other countries, quickly becoming rampant due to the fact that at the time Iran was capable of successfully developing and testing nuclear weapons of mass destruction, which was used by the United States as an excuse for further economic pressure. American invasion into Iraq that was carried out as a retaliation campaign was faced in Iran with condemnation and led to realization that there can be no negotiations with any Americans anymore. Iraq example left Iran in a state of deep shock that resulted in continuation of nuclear program and further escalation of the conflict. Most recent events, such as elimination of General Qasem Soleimani in January of 2020, only demonstrate how awful the situation actually is, and there is nothing positive to be expected in the near future. In conclusion, I would like to say that the current state of Iranian-American relations is a great example of the situation when negative aftermath of the series of scattered events can quickly become a huge problem of international importance. No matter how bad the initial situation is, there is always a way to solve it without unnecessary conflicts and tensions. However, delaying it and refusing to negotiate may result in a practically insolvable case that will remain a heavy burden for the whole international community for many decades to come. Thank you for your attention. Goodbye.